Good morning or afternoon.
Good evening.
We've got I'm too I wonder if I ought to go. Will you turn that on? Ladies.
Hey, Veronica, did MCA ever come? Did MCA ever come? Oh, yes, I remember. Would you ask me what if MCA came? What's rich?
Gavel you in.
Dang, man. We gotta hit it so hard, you give us notice. Thank you, Rich. Welcome, everyone. I'd like to welcome you and call to order the regular city council meeting for Tuesday, January 13th, 2026 at 5:30 PM. If we could, we'd stand for an invocation. George, would you mind?
Yes, sir. Please join us in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for the blessings that you continually bestow upon us, Lord. And forgive us where we fail to recognize your care and your oversight for our lives and for the city. We ask that the community and this nation and the state as a whole would be a community of peace, Lord, that we would see an end to fighting and disturbances and trouble amongst people and cause stirred up by each other. Lord, that we would love you more dearly, walk more humbly before you, and love our neighbor as ourselves. We ask all these things in Jesus' name and for his glory. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, George. Pledge to the United States of America. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pledge to the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag.
I
I pledge allegiance to thee,
Texas, one state,
under God, one and indivisible.
Roll call for members, please. Councilmember Mapes.
Here.
Councilmember Schultz.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Mann.
Present.
Councilmember Freeze.
Present.
Councilmember Bruning.
Present.
We have a quorum. We're going to start with our citizen visitor comments. We don't have many tonight, but just to remind you, I ask that you each address the city council in an orderly manner and a respectful manner. Please attempt to address any issues and concerns or suggestions in the public comment section of the meeting. Public comments outside of this section will be limited. All speakers shall approach the podium, provide your name and address for the record. Comments for the public during the agenda items for the public hearings and individual consideration will be limited to 3 minutes each. Each person will be allowed to speak once. Your time cannot be shared. Please silence your cell phones for the duration, and if you don't mind, please give the council members your undivided attention when they are speaking. We'll do the same for you. Thank you. First public comment, Dennis Moore.
You will have a record of what I've said. But I want to say exactly what's on this piece
Hand
of
this to my pass along.
paper.
Thank you, sir.
And there's a picture on the second page, but there's one for the record.
Thank you.
I'm Dennis Moore. I live at 301 Mission Street. On Monday, December the 5th, a week ago, at 4:30 p.m., Carol McCoy, a 79-year-old woman, was about her evening walk. She's walked that walk for 5 years. At Elm and 2nd Street, she was attacked by a dog and bit on the hand. She was traumatized and required a visit to the emergency room and required multiple stitches for the injuries she received. The dog was not vaccinated for rabies, nor was it on a leash. The dog and owners had only lived in the city 3 days at the time of the incident. The city has an ordinance, 2.01.009, rabies control, vaccinations, One required. Every owner of a dog or cat 3 months of age or older shall have the animal vaccinated against rabies. All dogs or cats vaccinated at 3 months of age or older shall be revaccinated at 1 year of age and every 3 years thereafter. Any person moving into the city from a location outside the city shall comply with this section within 10 days after having moved into the city. If the dog or cat has inflicted a bite on any person or any other animal within the last 10 days, the owner of the dog or cat shall report the fact to the veterinarian, and no rabies vaccine shall be administered until after 10 days observation period. That is your ordinance. That is our ordinance. Unfortunately for my mother, who was the person bitten and injured by the unvaccinated dog, this ordinance has a big flaw. There is no remedy as to how the new resident makes it known that they own pets or if they're vaccinated for rabies. There must be a provision that requires them to present documentation proving the dog or cat is vaccinated within a 10-day period. How will they be made aware of the ordinance, and who will they report to with the documentation with proof of vaccination? I expect this to be dealt with and remedied at the next city council meeting on February the 10th, 2026, because I've been on council and I know how slow they can drag. There's no need for this to drag. There's already an ordinance. I got off my script. It is your responsibility to create, delete, or amend ordinances. This issue is the mayor and council's responsibility. No other citizen should have to experience or go through the ordeal my mother had to endure. I thank you for your prompt attention that you will take on this matter. Thank you.
Thanks. We're going to move one item in individual items for consideration. Oh, we got number one first. Thanks.
Thanks, Dennis.
Discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the reappointment of the municipal judge and associate municipal judge. Clerk Marshall.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is Jim Marshall. I'm the presiding judge of your municipal court, and this is Judge Ray Ballman, your associate judge. We're here tonight because our 2-year term is about to expire, and we're both asking for the privilege to continue to serve the city of Glen Rose as your municipal court judges for another 2-year term. In addition, we wanted to provide you with a brief status update of your court and then answer any questions that you might have of us. We're pleased to say the status of your municipal court is very good. Should the Glen Rose Municipal Court be selected for audit by the state, we would receive a stellar rating as we are compliant with all applicable laws and regulations. There are no backlog cases and the monthly docket is processed on time. This is primarily because of your court clerk, Ms. Joe McFarland. Joe works very hard to keep the court running smoothly on a daily basis and has done an excellent job of bringing all of our past cases current and maintaining an accurate and timely monthly docket. Over the past 2 years, we've initiated a method for collecting fines on past due cases and warrants. We've streamlined the deferral process, making it easier on defendants to comply with court orders and thus reducing the number of cases that migrate to warrant status. With input and cooperation from Chief Martin, we've instituted a court security plan that is utilized monthly when we conduct open court here in this chamber. We've established written standing orders. We have a written juvenile diversion plan. We have formalized the appeals process with the county court, and we have a method of conducting both bench and jury trials in open court. We've instituted community service as an option for defendants during sentencing. And we now conduct juvenile hearings in open court as well as hold pretrial hearings, show cause hearings, and pretrials. Judge Ballman, Ms. McFarland, and our city prosecutor, Mr. Alex Crowley, who's not present tonight, and me, we're all like-minded in that we desire the court to be a gold standard, and we've worked very hard these past 2 years to accomplish that. We want to also thank you for considering the security enhancements you're planning for this building after you transition to the new city hall at its new location. The municipal court currently has about $25,000 in our court security account to help fund with security upgrades. The Court Security Fund was established by the Texas legislation to protect court staff and is collected as part of court costs for adjudicated cases. The upgrades will enhance our court security plan by providing a secondary exit out of this chamber while court is in session. And it also provides a barrier between public access and the back offices of the judges' chambers and the police department. We look forward to the upgrades. Subject to your questions, this concludes my briefing. Do you have any questions of me or Judge Ballman?
What I'd like to say is thank you for cleaning. It was quite an ordeal to get where we are today.
Yes, sir.
So thank you and Joe for getting there, and we appreciate it. Makes your job a little easier now, I think.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time.
Anything else?
I have just one quick question.
Yes, sir.
Can you give a, without giving any names or descriptions or anything, but your juvenile diversion process?
It is a state legislative directive, and there was a template that Texas Municipal Courts Education Center provided for us. And it's basically, if a juvenile is cited for a non-traffic violation, we must put them in the diversion program. Now, they can refuse, but we're compelled to offer it to them. And if they accept and we do, and then they comply with the terms of the diversion plan that we establish in court, then at the end of that term, there's no record on that juvenile's record that the incident ever occurred. And it's the legislation's intent to try to give juveniles a second chance and not penalize them with something that follows them around the rest of their life. Once that thing's memorialized in court records, it's there, unless they go through the expungement process. Any other questions? Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges.
We're going to consider to take action on the reappointment.
Or you can just let it go and he'll be automatically reappointed. Up to you guys.
Take a vote.
I make a motion to reappoint our municipal judge and associate municipal judge for another 2-year term.
I'll second. Second by Mayor Pro Tem Mann. All in favor? 5-0 passes. Okay, we're going to jump and do item 15 to accommodate scheduling. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to enter into a new contract for electricity.
So Mayor, Council, Todd Malcolm, he's with ADK Solutions. He's an energy broker. He's been watching, I guess, the market demand right now is causing prices to increase. And we have a pretty good rate locked in until June of 2027. He's advising that we look at maybe renewing our contract and locking in the current rate, which is almost double what we're currently paying, but we can lock that in. He's worried that if we wait until June of 2027, the market is going to go up drastically, and so he's going to. I guess
He's on.
He's on now. If y'all have any questions for him,
Everyone on the big screen?
I can't.
No. Okay.
Tried.
I have a question for you.
Please go.
Mr. Malcolm, can you hear us? Yes, sir. Doing well. Thank you. Thank you for attending. If we go into a contract, would it displace the current contract, or would it extend from June 1?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what you guys have now with GMSU is you're contracted through June 1st of 2027 at a fixed rate of the 0.0379685. So if we sign another contract now, that contract will start when this one ends in June of 27. So it's not going to interrupt what you have now. We obviously don't want to cut this contract short because you have a really good rate, right? What I've been telling Jim, I've been pricing out this renewal probably for about a year and a half now, just to track it over time. And each time I've priced it, it's never been under 7 cents. So my potential concern is, if demand continue to get higher in Texas, let's say we waited and just said, hey, there's other more important things we're dealing with right now. Let's just wait till the spring of 27. My concern with that potentially, when you look at these projected demands from ERCOT, and it's getting higher year after year, my concern would be in the spring of 27, instead of mid-7s, it could be something like mid-8s. So I know when you look at these rates, it's hard to look at them and not say, man, this is really high. But this is something that's not exclusive just to y'all. Anybody on their next contract, I don't care what city it is in Central Texas, wherever it is, everyone's current contract is probably really, really good. But that next one is going to be the problem. You would just rather that next one, since it's going to go up anyway, rather be in the mid-7s versus the mid-8s.
Mr. Malcolm, what are other municipalities doing in this, in these type of like-sized cities like us? Are they committing out to further contract?
Right. It would be very rare for you to find a city that has a 2026 end date, for example. Most of the cities that I have as customers, most of them you would probably find have already extended out, probably from 2030 or on. You will find some like yourself that I have as customers that are in that 2027 range. But I have another customer city of Ranger, Texas. They got a June 2027 start. I've got a few that have an expiration date and 2028. But it's more common than not that you're going to find more customers that are going to extend out. I don't see too many cities that have an expiration date of 12 months or less.
Okay.
I have another question. Is this an all-in rate? I was the one who called and left you the voicemail. Is this an all-in rate delivered, or is there additional charges, TDSPs or tariffs on it?
Yeah, that's a great question. So on your energy contract on commercial rates, the only thing that you're contracting is just the fixed rate from the electric provider. Okay, you can't bundle in the Texas New Mexico power delivery charges in a fixed rate. So like right now, with your current rate at 3.79, it does not include the Texas New Mexico delivery charges because you can't bundle those in the fixed price. Those are always going to be a separate line item.
None of us up here have a crystal ball, but when you hear the news of data centers and the need for electricity, transmission towers that are coming to power ERCOT, my sense is that these rates are going to go up. Just supply and demand, I think, make it pretty clear that's what's going to happen. Is that what the industry believes, or is that just me?
That's what I see too. Jim can tell you too, the market information I've sent and I've tracked it, like I said, for a year and a half. I've never seen it in a year and a half. It's never dropped under 7, not one time. So when I look at the market information, that's something I do on a daily basis. If I was going to tell you what I would do what I would do would be conservative. If I was doing something conservative here, I would say at least consider a 36-month extension from June of 27 to June of 2030. Something more aggressive would be, I say aggressive, but I still think it's a bad idea if you did the 89-month term, right? So it really just depends on which of this tolerance is. It's like you said, the data centers, more people moving here. As you have that kind of demand all at one time, and everybody's projecting record demand from year to year, which is very different from gradual. I don't see how mathematically you could have a sizable drop in you just said is what I see on the market as well, and that's what's being relayed to me, from the providers I work with.
Anyone else have a question?
Not for him, no.
Well,
I have just one other question. Just one other question, Mr.
Sure.
Malcolm. Well, two, actually. Are you the person who did this original contract for us?
Right, I've done the last three. I've done this one, and then, I did the last two, before that when I was with Reliant Energy.
And then the second question, just, I mean, and I think it probably goes to the mayor's point, but when you look at if you put the rates on a curve and you see 5 years is more expensive than 2 years or 3 years,
Are you asking why that's happening?
yeah, you speculate why?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'll give you an example. In the 14 years I've done this, when you're in a great market, which is what it was when we signed this contract, okay? At the 3.7. When the market is really good and I send a customer a proposal sheet and it's got terms on there from 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60, okay? The 60-month term in a good market should be always a lot less than the 12-month. So that's a great question. I'm glad you brought that up. So now we're looking at this proposal sheet. Well, why is the 60-month and even the 89-month? 89-month is lower than 12. How is that possible when you're buying that much more quantity? Well, that's what they're telling you is they're not anticipating the demand to slow down anytime soon. So that's why the providers are less aggressive on hedging on those longer terms because they're more concerned about the back end of the demand getting higher. So that's why you see that pricing is not coming down as even the terms get, significantly longer compared from 89 to 12 months. So they're simply trying to tell you on these longer terms, we don't see future pricing coming back down. That's why we're not hedging it more aggressively like we would in a more competitive market.
anybody else? George? Well, I don't understand why you didn't sign us up for 10 years when you did this the last time.
I think it was pretty long.
And at that time, I don't want to, hindsight is 2020. Let me look at that real quick.
No, that's all right. That was just a bit of humor to get this crowd
I think it's
involved.
I think it was 8 or 9.
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
so.
I think it was 8 or 9.
And I got it right here. Let's see, we did January of 20. Like, let me give an example of how we got ahead of this one to help you guys. This is give you some, a good reference point. The current QXU contract where you're on now, this was signed on July 10th of 2018, but it didn't start until January 1st of 2020, and it obviously runs through June of 27, right? So we even watched the market then, like when we did it in July 2018, this wasn't coming up, that summer. You know what I mean? But this is what I've always done. I've always watched the market ahead of time. And if you jump over for a real long time, you know kind of how to read the market information, the more important interpret it, you can kind of easily tell where this is going. But, even at that time, the council could have said, hey, this is too far out. There's a lot of different things, but I think there's overwhelming market information between now and your end date. You have a greater chance of it getting higher than what's on the proposal sheet today versus dropping. I think that's the best way I can word it.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for your time. I guess I'm still back to hear back from Jim. If you have any questions, just let me know, okay?
Will do.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
So if you kind of look at his chart, the break even between what TXU's rate at 60 months and the next lowest one of Energy at only 3 months.
Yeah.
You can have some certainty for 5 years. for basically the same rate.
Yeah, you're talking about for 3 years below.
Yes, sir, comparatively.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, it seems worth the risk to me, but
I think we gotta stretch it out as far as we can get it. There's nothing but growth coming.
I mean, there is some production going to come on by 2032 of actual energy production. I mean, there will be some, but it's, the
Yeah, but-
trend line is like this for demand.
If we jump up to 8.5 in between that time and it doesn't come down, based on where these numbers start, could we just have the 48 or the 60, or we have to take this whole 89?
no, you can choose whichever one.
Yeah, you could go to 89, but your rate's going to be 0.078, 28, 23,
Yeah.
but it will lock you in till 2034. I'll be dead by then, but I think it's a great idea.
You might not make it to the first 12
No,
months,
I mean, I'll make it to the end of this contract.
and I'm right there with you. Jim, you've done a lot of studying. We've talked about this. I mean, I just think you don't roll the dice with our citizens and the cost of energy. And I know what usage is going to be. We all do. We hear it every day in the news. It's going to come down to these people taking a lot of energy and then being able to charge more each year. And did you get anything else out of your conversations with him?
It says here, the data center load analysis shows over 380 data centers connected to the grid.
In Texas?
Yeah. .1% annual growth rate.
You know what we failed to ask him, Jim, do you know, is there a termination cost? If this market, if we guess wrong and the market moves significantly lower by 2032?
I gotta think it's non-cancelable, but because he's gonna buy this Ford.
Okay.
I know that's in contract now, right?
No termination.
That's what I would expect for this type of contract.
Guarantees involved.
Well, we can review that contract and do this in February if you want to look at that. And I don't think we have much risk going to the next month, but being prepared and you guys thinking about it, do your research. I think it needs to be done. Look at them all out there thinking, how much of my rate's going up out here?
It's the delivery charge that gets you.
That's what's
That's
killing
not the
us.
rate.
Not that,
I
It's
know, I
the
know.
distribution
I
charge.
wish we could fix that. We do what we can, but yeah.
You can
believe
fix
it.
rate that. in-
That's the first line I look at when I open that bill.
See, that's the line that
Yeah.
gives me the
And
hardest
I
time.
don't know who delivers what. I've never seen anything delivered. Well, what do you guys
Automatically.
Lights off Monday through Thursday. Keep the
I would
lights
not
off.
wait, in my opinion. The rates are fluctuating daily. I'm getting calls. It's moved from, I was 0.059 2 years ago for my lowly, small commercial. And now they're coming back at me at 0.08.
Council, what do you want to do? You can discuss.
Besides, if all the daters come in, we won't be here as a city, so.
Man, come on now.
I'd be in favor of the 89 month
Yeah.
and just, if it's a forward contract, it's, even if supply ramps up tremendously, we're not gonna see the rates go down significantly.
Once they're up, they'll never go down.
Well, there's, this is
Yeah.
just like COVID.
Like the price of bread.
I'm good
Bread's
with
not
it.
You
coming
know,
down.
A Snicker is only 2.5 ounces now. It used to be 4.
And you pay more.
Yeah, you pay more.
So was that a motion for that?
Yes, that's a motion. That's a motion to
Let's
engage.
clean it up just a little if you could.
No Snicker reference.
My stickers.
I make a motion to enter in contract for TXU Energy at 89 months at .0782823 beginning June 1st, 2027 and November 1st, 2034.
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Brennan. All in favor? 5-0 passes. I think it's the right decision. All right, we're gonna go into items that require public hearing. Then if I could, to start with the first item, number 2, if we could have staff read that, please.
Public hearing regarding a request for a specific use permit for short-term rental at the property located at 410 Southwest Bernard Street, acres 0.217, tract G9-9, abstract A47, James H. Haley, tract G9-9, to operate in an R1 single-family district.
Any questions for staff?
I'm going to recuse myself.
Okay. Councilman Freeze is recusing himself due to conflict.
Property in the notification. Oh, should go.
You're close, you're too close.
Close.
Okay, do we have an applicant that would like to speak?
I'm here.
Would you like to speak?
Hi, everybody.
Come on up here if you would.
Oh, gosh.
Remember what you had to do in front of us? Just a small repeat.
I just thought I did it that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I saw the
warned you.
recording.
I warned
You
you.
did tell me to come. I don't have a script.
Ma'am,
but
if you'll state your name and your address, please.
I am so sorry.
Thank
My
you.
name is Abby Hyman, 410 Southwest Bernard Street. We purchased the house, I think, back in October. Before we purchased the house had operated as a successful B&B for several years. Almost all 5-star reviews, brought a lot of people to the city. We purchased the house because we own the apartment complex across the street. It is an independent senior living Flexi River Apartments. We tried to stay at an apartment there. I have 3 kids and a dog, so every time we came, it was chaos. I felt bad for the residents. So the house has allowed us to be here more, but we are not here full time. So we thought, because it was such a successful B&B, why not continue it as that? It doesn't add to the B&B count. It was already in your count. And we also want to open it up to our residents' families, hoping to get some of them to come and be more present in our residents' lives.
Wow.
So that is the plan.
Any questions of applicant?
I believe I talked to your husband at the Pink Door, right?
That's right.
And so there is possibly a chance y'all come move here at some point when the kids are,
Yeah, so we
And
have a
his work
sophomore
changes.
in high school and he begged us not. We've been spending more and more time here. He said, please don't move me yet. We love Glen Rose. I've actually met so many people here just in the last couple of months. We would love to be here full time. I can't 100% say
Yes,
that
ma'am.
is what we will do, but that is what I am trying to push for eventually, yes. Yeah. He begged
Any other
me.
questions, council? Thank you, Abby, appreciate it.
Oh, can I sit down?
I'm going to open the public hearing for this item at 6:02 PM. Do we have anybody who would like to speak? Okay, public hearing is closed, 6:02 PM. So we go down to item number 5. If you want to repeat that, Veronica, well,
Can we read the discussion part?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just say
discussion,
two.
consideration, and possible action regarding a request for a
We'll go ahead and take that.
specific use permit for short-term rental at the property located at 410 Southwest Bernard Street, acres 0.217, tract G9-9, to operate in an R1 single-family district.
council members, what do we think?
Would you like P and Cs?
Go ahead, PNC.
Just buffering. You don't have to.
I'll be glad to. I've got your sheet right here.
So, this was, an Airbnb. It has been 4 years. It has been, we truly, so a couple of things. We don't have ordinances in place yet to not approve Airbnbs. I will tell you that we're taking it under P and Z at our meeting this month to bring to you guys at your February meeting, some control factors. But even with that, this one is in the count of Airbnbs already. So we truly did say, let it go. We liked what they were talking about with being able to use it for the senior apartments and get more senior involvement, because we always think they're vacant. And she assures me they're not.
We're almost completely full.
My grandmother lived there
Did
for
you?
years.
Okay. So we did say in a 5, that this was an acceptable. We recommended you guys approving it.
Okay. Any questions, council?
I'm okay accepting it because it was already, that's what it was whenever they bought it. So we're not necessarily taking a house off of the market. There could be a rental or sale.
They have them.
Mrs. Hyman, is the sign still in the front yard, that says, what is it, Glenrose Retreat or?
Getaway vacations.
.com, something.
It is still there. I don't know where that website leads you. I think a broken URL right now, but it is still there, yes.
Y'all got anything? Y'all want to read all that? Move forward as presented on the SUP for property located at 410 Southwest Bernard Street.
A second.
Second by Councilmember Mapes. All in favor? 4, all against,
One abstain.
1 abstain. Passes.
Now you're good.
Okay, Veronica, can you read item number 3, please?
Yes, public hearing regarding a request for a specific use permit for short-term rental at the property located at 602 East Elm Street, acres 0.157, lot 00011, block 00024, subdivision F0100, abstract A41, FAR block 24, lot 11, to operate in an R3 single 2 to 4 and manufactured home residential district.
Any questions for staff? You have an applicant?
They're right there.
Would you like to speak, please?
Are we in public hearing?
No.
Hello, my name's Tiffany Wood. I'm at 1340 County Road 2004. So I've owned this home for several years. We have long-term tenants in it. We're requesting for it to be made rezoned to allow for short-term rental. Just in our family and our experience, we have a large family. We have 5 children. So that's kind of what we were wanting to offer to the community of VRBO for families, a more family accommodating setting to come here to Glenrose. And in addition to that, we've had it as a long-term rental for several years. Good tenants, bad tenants, a lot of work in between. So turning it, or rezoning it into this VRBO or short-term rental will allow us to be more present in the facility, maintain it, upkeep it as often as, we can and we want to, as it's vacant in between rentals. So.
Council, you can address the applicant. Any questions?
It's an SUP, not a rezone, right?
Yes, it's an SUP, not a rezone. A technical thing.
So, is this, okay, 602, because there's a 601. Or do you have the properties that are split with an A and a B or no?
So they were, this kind of came up with the city as we were making this request that it was never addressed correctly. I mean, everything that I purchased at the documentation had it split as a AB, but it is not. So it
the
is a
house on the corner
602.
was the A and this White House is the B?
It was a 600. They just went by 600. We always went by 600A. And then we just recently got them all changed. Well, we changed And then the neighbors that rent next to us, they just told their tenants to update what was on the house at 604. But they were always 602.
Any other questions?
Do you have the house that's further down? Because it also has a sign in the yard saying specific use.
No, we don't. We just have one.
Okay. So the house that's further down on Elm Street is not being,
It may have just gotten its,
I was gonna say,
it hasn't
maybe
been brought
ours.
to us
it
yet.
has the same sign that was in your
Yeah,
front yard
she's
for a while.
been before P and Z, that one has.
Okay, has not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we just have the one.
Is that one also being asked, Pam? Is that one also being asked for
can't talk
short term?
about that.
We don't know.
Okay,
I can't speak to that.
I see.
Anything else for the applicant? Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Okay, I'll open the public hearing on this item at 6:10 PM.
Cheyenne Edwards, 202nd Street. I live just outside of the 200-foot notification, and I didn't realize this was actually coming. But I live in that neighborhood, and it's one of those neighborhoods that I really don't want to turn it into. I get it's just one Airbnb now, but if Lori says there's another one coming, we're a pretty close-knit community right there, and it's mostly full long-term renters that live around me. I live in one of the only houses that's actually owned and occupied by the person that owns it. I'm not saying anything wrong with that. I'm one of the only ones in that area because I live catty corner to duplexes. Down the road are more homes that have just sold to families that live there. And I do like the idea of people being able to bring their family. However, it is on Elm Street, and there's already very limited parking in that area. And Jim can tell you how long those streets are going to take to go back to concrete, but on all the roads next to that are still all dirt. And it makes parking even worse. My neighbors haven't been able to park in the street in the better part of 3 months. So at this point, really worse the last 2.5 weeks that they've been having to park all on 2nd Street and you can't really get through. I know that doesn't really necessarily affect them, but if we're having Airbnbs and a lot more traffic than we already have, it's very congested as it is. I do worry. And like I said, we are all close. We're all out walking around doing things. I don't know, strangers in our neighborhood, everybody feels that's weird, but it's especially weird, I would think, in this neighborhood in particular. So I just want y'all to keep that in mind.
Thank you. P&Z have a comment?
We do. We have a lot actually on this one. One, this is an R3. We have never allowed a short-term rental in R3. We looked at the location and the walking distance to the square, and the safety of the walking distance to the square. So we don't necessarily consider it a tourism area because you have no sidewalks coming down Elm there, then you have to cross the bridge, then you have to come into the downtown. However, once again, the commissioners voted this one approved at 3-4-1 against, because they didn't feel they had a way to say no. You guys are the final say.
I'll go for discussion. So I really don't like turning a short-term or turning a long-term rental or a house into a short-term, because right now I think about.
Hang on, let me close it. You want to go to discussion? Did you have anything else, Pam? We need
No, I
to
was easy.
close the public hearing on this discussion for council.
I asked you if I could discuss.
Go ahead.
He's already getting close.
But, because I think we're like at 1/5 of our market right now is short-term rentals, but at the same time, as she just stated, we don't have nothing in place, so it really shouldn't be on them at this time. That's my opinion. And I get what you said, Cheyenne. I get the responses that we've had from the letters that we sent out, but at the same time, we have failed the people that are in opposition of it by not having the things in place that we should have in place.
And that is why the vote went to recommend as opposed to, but we're gonna fix that.
Bless you.
So I have a question. I've rented a lot of places. Where did she go? There she is. I've rented a lot of Airbnbs and stuff, and many times there's a maximum number of cars, parking spots. Would that be something that could be added? Because it is, right across the street is that big, Christmas thing, and, we're doing this. I live down from that, so I pass it every day. And it really is a pretty good sized street, but at the same time, would that be something that you'd be willing to do, is to put into place if they were only allowed to have, you might could get 3 cars in there, kind of won't be jog one of them, but.
How many bedrooms did you guys have?
It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Okay. So ordinance on single family homes is that they have to have a parking spot for every room. So if you went with the 3 cars, that would follow what we already do for single family
And y'all be
homes.
willing to put that in your lease or short-term rental thing? So fun fact, I lived there for 8 months in that house. So it's a cute little house. It can be done, so cute. So
Could we take it to 2?
to what?
If it's a short-term rental, could we take it to 2 cars?
Sure. Yeah, we could absolutely. And actually, I prefer that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of this is
How
to
about
try
one?
to give us that maintenance aspect of it.
Yeah.
Make sure that we are, we have our strict rules, criteria that is gonna be met. And us being able to be in and out of the residence as often as possible, making sure that, we're local as well, so we go by there all the time. We'll make sure that as this progresses through there, everything can be done as expected. And make necessary changes if for some reason we're outside of that.
So 2 parking and no street parking. Two parking spots, no street parking.
Go ahead. Is the garage gonna be available?
Parking spot?
I'm not gonna throw that in on all this stuff. I'm just curious if the garage is gonna be available.
The garage is gonna be available.
Okay.
Anything else?
Seems reasonable.
Y'all done with discussion? Or you have another question, George?
No, sir.
You go ahead and do it.
No, I'm good.
You do it, Rich.
Oh, I have more thoughts than questions. I just have a concern about us losing a rental for a rental property for a short-term rental property. Because I don't think we have enough rental properties that are reasonably priced for our residents. So I understand that it's kind of a mixed bag between some renters where you've had fix destruction. So I have sympathy for that. I just have a lot of, I don't know if that's a geographical area for STRs. It's just me thinking, not, I see both sides of it.
So the only thing I will have you keep in mind is that the STR is only good for them as the owner. If they sell that property, it does not continue. And we'll have things in place to stop it moving forward. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay. Anybody want to make a
Because those are all the
motion?
concerns that we all discussed in commission too.
I move to move forward as presented with the short term for those SUP for the short term rental at the property of 602 East Elm Street.
Do we need to add in here with the contingents that
With,
2
two parking spots and no
no
street
street
parking.
parking?
So what that will do is that if that's violated, it can mean the city council will pull your SUP. Okay?
We're gonna drive by every day too.
It's out my back door.
I do, so.
I just want everybody to know what that means.
All right. We have a motion,
I'll second it.
second by Councilmember Schultz, all in favor? 5-0 passes.
You guys are good.
All right, item number 4, Veronica.
Public hearing regarding a request to rezone as submitted by owner Georgia Oden for property located at 800 Hereford Street, also known as Acres 1.000, tract E3-17, abstract A136, A136, Milam County School LD Tract E3-17 acres 1.0 from R1 Single Family Residential District to R2M Single and 2 to 2 Residential District and Multi-Building Residential District. Georgia? Yes.
Hi, my name is Georgia Odom, and this property at 800 Hereford Street, it sits near the Big Cup. There's the the original two-story motel there, and now the townhomes. Right next to it is my home that I purchased. And then because that lot is right at an acre, it also, back in the 70s, 80s, it has 2 utilities on that one lot. At one time, there was a mobile home sitting there. So I have 2 water meters there, and now I have 2 completely separate electric utilities there. But I sat a tiny house in the backyard, set up kind of like a mother-in-law's quarters. I would like to now rent both of those out versus I've been living there. And that would require me to rezone it to the R2 or R2M.
Council members, any questions?
So if you're turned into the driveway and, the cabin or what you call a mother-in-law suite is in the back of that, is that what I'm seeing here with the
It
white
has a
truck?
separate entrance. And this would be long-term, both of them, long-term.
So it's got the entrance off of 56,
Mockingbird.
then it's also got the entrance off Mockingbird.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions, council?
One more, just for clarification, both are gonna be long-term rentals?
Yes,
Do you already have,
I have one rented.
do you have the front one rented, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything else? All right, open the public hearing on this item at 6:21 PM. Anybody? P and Z have an opinion?
Okay, so a couple. One, this is coming before you because she did break the R1 rule and put that second dwelling in without permission. She was explained that we had to fix it, that in R1 you cannot have 2 dwellings on one lot. So we gave her options. One was changing her zoning, or one was dividing the land. And so she chose the rezoning option. When you look at all of the surrounding around her, you've got the planned development that belongs to the Rivers Church. You've got the apartments that were part of the Glen Hotel. You're the Glen Hotel. You've got some single family just on the other side of Hereford. So when we looked at zoning, because precedent has been set and our city attorney has told us that an R1 and an R2 to change to an R2 or an R2 to an R3, whatever, does not constitute spot zoning. So we felt that based on everything else that was going on in that area and the fact that she has not applied for an SUP to do a short-term rental on it, that this was a good avenue to move forward, where that she can either live on the property and rent one, but she has to change the zoning to do that. So we recommended unanimously to change the zoning. We looked at it carefully and said, okay, taking what she wants to do out of the picture, because we're not allowed to make the decisions based on what she's doing with the land. If that were to turn to an R2M, it is an acre lot. Multiple housing could be put on it. And so it would fit some of the needs and what is around it already. So we felt that taking anything else out of consideration, that piece of land is an R2, R2M made sense. So we recommend the approval.
The public hearing on this item number 7, discussion by the council.
I just really have one question about her application. Ms. Odom?
Yes.
Your application, you say for a rental property for 2 or more homes.
That is the definition of R2M.
Okay,
She could technically put a third home on the lot based on an R2M definition, as long as the third dwelling met all of the setbacks and sizing that was required.
would this be one that could, what we did last month with the
Yes.
small lots could fit?
It could.
Well, being as what you said about last month or 2 months ago, kind of brings back the same, we're in the same dilemma with the, I think it was 86 session or 87 session
So,
that had the, I can't remember if it was a Senate bill or an Assembly bill, but we are way past the 30 days to resolve an issue from the date the applicant applies for a change. So we're basically back in the exact same situation that council or P and Z, we need
No,
to come
because
up
it
with.
actually came to us, so we've been taking action along, so
Right.
that isn't,
But once the application's filed, at least my understanding of that bill is that once the application is filed,
we have to
action,
take action. We took action,
well,
so,
I thought it was a resolution action, not just a hearing.
well, then we have to relook at all of our,
Yes, ma'am.
I think we need to do that because I read it the same way you read it.
okay, so then I will get with TML tomorrow, because we have to change all of our meeting procedures.
Because that was when
That's a
we
lot.
dealt with this
You're
before. When we dealt with this before, we did talk about waiting until 2 days. Well, anyway,
Well,
I don't
when we
wanna
dealt
go-
with it before was that P and Z couldn't have the meeting. And so it pushed out further for any action to take place. When I talked to TML about that, that was what their wording was. But I'll talk again.
You'll check on that, Pam, and see.
Yeah, I'll talk again
We'll
and find out
address that.
exactly if we have to completely change our meeting scheduling to accommodate.
Yeah, it wouldn't be just
The shot
y'all, it would
clock.
be us too. just
Yeah, the
because of
shot
that
clocks
clock.
will have to do that. But regardless of that particular issue, this is one that, you know, we actually liked. I'm just
All I'm
kidding.
saying is if I interpret
Yes.
that bill correctly.
Then you have to take
it's-
this anyways.
It's already.
It's already a done deal.
So I mean, we can take action if council chooses.
We would prefer you take action so that we have paperwork and minutes of saying this is what happened rather than getting lost in.
I agree.
Any other questions?
I don't have any.
Make a motion to accept the rezoning of the property located, was it 800?
800.
Yes.
800 Hereford from R1 to R2M.
Second.
We have a second by Councilmember Freeze. All in favor? 5-0 passes.
If y'all want to leave, y'all don't have to just keep hanging out.
Well, we do like you here.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to stay or follow us online, whatever. But y'all don't have to stay for the whole thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. Individual items for consideration. We will continue on those. On number 8, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the MSC wonderful MS bike race scheduled in May of 2026. Sandy?
Good evening. My name is Sandy. I'm representing multiple sclerosis for our bike ride. It'll be May 2nd and 3rd. We're asking to use the Biloxi Heritage Park as our overnight. There will not be people staying in the park. But that will be our finish line for day one.
Now, years past, you have had people stay.
had people stay.
Oh, they have, okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna answer for you.
We're a new company doing this, so I don't know. So on Saturday, we expect the finish line will be, riders will be coming in about 11 o'clock until 5. And then on Sunday, the 3rd, our employees will be on site about 5:30 and the ride, and there, it will not be a lot of people. It'll just be to get things set up, ready to go. And then we're expecting the ride to start at 7:30 and everybody should be out of here by 8 o'clock. And then our team will clean up the finish line. We will have tents that we will be putting up. And
We're very familiar with it. It's a great operation. I didn't know they had a new direct
I
operator,
just
but,
found out.
okay, but it's been a great event for the last 2 years. It's served the community. It's been wonderful. So you got a great thing on you there.
great,
Really
thank you.
good.
Can I add to what she's asking for?
Sure.
Because she has failed to ask for something important.
Okay.
In your contract, you allow no alcohol. They're gonna
Oh,
need
we did
alcohol.
pass that last year as well,
They're gonna need alcohol.
because I was going over there.
I'm your on the ground person
Okay,
for Kathy,
great.
okay?
It's kind of interesting. They have teams that actually are represented by alcohol sponsors, so. And I watched it last year. There was no, it's very calm. It's very nice. And anyway, council.
Yeah, I don't think she ever finished.
Oh, you have more?
No, so she's asking to waive the fee.
Yes.
She never asked to waive the fee.
I'm asking to waive
Oh,
the
wait a
fee.
second. I read it. I read it.
I'm asking to waive the fee, and I'm also asking for an alcohol approval. We'll get that submitted.
Alcohol has to be separate.
Yeah, we will submit
Yeah.
it.
I'll take care of it for you. We'll talk in a minute.
I think it's a great event. I would make the motion to comp the rental of the pavilion and
I will tell you, just for those who don't know, it has filled every single hotel room and all the Airbnbs, B&Bs for the last 2 years. So what you comp in the pavilion, you will make up in the occupancy tax.
Come rain or shine, it's filled them up.
That's right.
Are you done with your motion?
Yeah, almost. The Heritage Park Pavilion for the benefit of the MS bike ride.
We need to add the alcohol part in this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
has to be a
that's a
separate-
separate agenda item. We'll do it next month.
I'll second. Go ahead, Rich. Rich can have it.
Second by Councilmember Brennan. All in favor? 5-0. Thank you. We look forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 9, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding year-end 2025 facade grant recipients.
Good evening. I am here to present the recipients of the facade grant program, which you approved last year. We had, I want to say 9, 1, 2, 3, 8 applications that were put into the Historic Commission. Our design committee met and looked at all 8 and decided, since it was the first year and all 8 seemed worthy, that we would divide the 20,000 up and award some to each of the applicants. And so this is just a summary of the application. If you want full details, I do have them all here with me with pictures, but I didn't know if y'all wanted to get into that kind of detail. But I can walk through them real quick. 104 Southwest Bernard is the Country Peddler. They'll be getting $1,900. And remember, they have to match. And so they have to spend at least $1,900 to get the $1,900 you're giving. They're going to be repainting the outside of the storefront with light colors. And each of these will also have to come back to the Historic Commission for approval of the work they're doing once they have all that information. We are also approving 204 Northeast Bernard Street, which is the Masonic Lodge. They'll be getting $3,500. They're going to put up some new signage to closely resemble their current. They're going to pressure wash their building and prime and paint the building. 212 Northeast Bernard, the Green Pickle. We are requesting $3,000. They're going to replace the board and batten on the front window exterior wall, add some new awnings, and move lighting. 307 Southwest Bernard, the Bernard Mill and Art Museum, $3,100. They're going to repair and replace the front entrance sign. They're going to restore and paint the gazebo and also work on some cracked sidewalks. I don't think it's sidewall. I think it's sidewalk. And new lighting. Sorry for the typo.
202 Northeast Bernard, which is MJ and Company and Winery is in there. Replace awnings with same color and style. 108 Northeast Bernard, which is Dime Store Cowgirl, 3,500 to repoint the wall on the back side of the building. And 110 Northeast Bernard, which is Tracks in Time, is getting 2,500 to repair patio awning and replace with beadboard. Any questions?
I just think this is awesome that y'all are doing this, and that's really neat that everybody's gonna be able to, and hopefully that will
I
encourage
just wanted to encourage
additional
people to really
yes, to look
apply.
at that. And
Yes.
it's exciting when new things come up in the town area, so thank you.
Any idea how long it'll take, like, start to finish?
That's a good question. Probably each of these, I would hope within the year. I'm not sure we put a time frame on it, did we?
It has
We
to be
did?
done within a 12-month period,
Okay.
and when they come
There
and
you
apply for the certificate of appropriateness, that's 180 days, and if it takes longer, that
To
to happen.
reapply.
It has to be completed within the 12 months.
Completion for a COA, 180 days.
But they do have the opportunity to get that extended.
To get an
Yes.
extension of it,
Yeah.
up to the 12 months, yes.
We're going to encourage the year to be done and see results before we go through, hopefully get to go through the process again.
Yeah, head into summer.
So when they apply, the Historical Preservation Committee's already decided, yes, that meets all of our criteria, right?
We have not done that. I mean, their application looked to meet the criteria, but they still have to do a
Okay.
formal COA.
So they have another
before
step
they
to
do the work. There is another step, yes. Yes.
Any other questions for Heather?
No, I just ditto what you've already heard. I love the fact that we've got this program now in effect and that we're starting to make it
exciting.
happen and yeah, exactly. It's
We'll take
exciting times and I look forward to what the future brings to you.
Yeah, great. Thank
For our
you.
downtown square.
Thank you.
And all the merchants around.
Thanks, Heather.
Thank you.
Item number 10, discussion, consideration, and possible action on appointing members to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Didn't you have to,
You have to approve that one.
you had to approve
Do we
it?
have to approve? I thought we already
Yes.
had.
I think you approved the money, but I think you have to approve, here's how we want to use it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize we had that power. Or y'all had that
Wow.
power.
I think that's part of our ordinance.
Yes.
We have to bring it back to you all for.
Okay, we'll fast rewind and
Go back.
Make a motion
Please.
to approve the 2025 facade grant recipients as presented.
I'll second.
second by Mayor Pro Tem Mann. All in favor? 5-0 passes. Now, planning and zoning. Pamela?
I know that last year there was a lot of back and forthing from the previous administrator on how planning and zoning and P and Z and preservation and CBB appointments happened. We did not get to see any applications and we have not had the privilege of hearing anything yet. But we still, last year had the ability to give comment. So is that something that we will still have this year? Is that something that we won't? Are we revisiting back to the way we used to do it?
Wasn't last year they were all trying to do it at the same time frame, that everybody fell in the same?
Well, they were, but that was, the issue was that previous administrator felt that we should have no say.
Yeah, well,
And so we're just asking before you start this appointment, since it
Yeah.
affects.
I don't know. That's
P&Z
council's decision. I know three.
P&Z did not receive any applications until this morning.
Yeah, I understand.
Well,
there's your answer, unfortunately.
How many applications did we receive?
One. And there's 3 terms that are up.
There's 3.
I believe so.
2.
Are the others interested in being
One's
reappointed?
leaving and Rex who wants to stay, and we
Yes.
have one applicant, correct?
Right.
So, there we go. Looks like we got a winner in the crowd.
Who's departing?
So the current commission is made up of Tony Gosden, Greg Clanton, Rex Miller, Megan Schultke, and myself. Greg Clanton and Rex's terms are up. Rex is willing to stay, and he was supposed to get his application into you guys. I will have to slap him for that. But Greg has asked to step down completely. We weren't sure whether you guys were going to have anything. We asked him last month if he would just attend one more meeting so that we can get all of this resolved. But if you've got one applicant, I don't really care who they are, we'll take them. I do have one other thing to bring to your attention, though.
Is this pertinent to this?
It is
Okay.
in the fact that we have one member who has missed 7 meetings. And so we do leave that to council to make decisions, but it is in our opinion that we would like a full board who is currently to stay present. So perhaps you guys might want to ask for a couple of extra applications and then make a decision on whether 7 missed meetings in a 13 meeting year warrants a change. Just my thoughts.
The ordinance reads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to, but if we don't. have
Action
an
to be
applicant-
taken up on 3. So,
Yes, but we don't have an applicant for this position, so
yeah.
Well, I
I'm
also,
stuck until something changes.
I also think when somebody gets to 3, we probably ought to know before they get to 7. If we're expected to do something about it.
Hey, Dave, that's your problem.
Whoa.
Okay.
So
We have one applicant.
We got the winner right there.
Greg Clinton.
Who?
I make a motion to reappoint Rex Fields?
Miller.
Miller.
Miller. Now I can't even.
Fields
get
was a guy I went to college with. Sorry, I came from way
Rex
back
Miller,
there.
who you are
Rex-
all very
Yeah,
familiar with.
yeah,
I'll
once.
second.
And Imka Condi is the second spot.
I'll second that.
Okay, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Mann. All in favor of the 2 appointments? Is that an up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Passes. Congratulations.
We welcome
I
you.
served on that committee and it's no fun.
Our next meeting is next Wednesday. We will expect you here at 5:30.
All right, discussion item number 11, discussion, consideration of possible action on appointing members to the Historic Preservation Commission.
Do I present that or just Veronica?
She has application.
By the way, we received 2 applications, one from Ann Carver and one from Melinda. Patrick. Thank you.
And the historic commission did give their opinion that they would like to accept those. I don't know that that matters.
I guess
That does leave us with one opening because Scott Cole did step down. We'd still have one opening.
Scott stepped down?
Scott Cole felt that he was better served in other places in the city.
City, okay, never mind. I move to appoint Ann and Melinda back to the Historic Preservation Commission.
Need a second?
Second.
Who was that?
Me.
Councilmember Mapes, second, all in favor? 5-0, passes. Shoot, I thought we were gonna get Ann off after a while.
I just wrote all the grants.
You ain't getting her off anytime soon.
I know,
I just did grants for the city.
you did great.
Should be nice.
Number 12, congratulations, and tell Melinda congratulations too. Discussion, consideration, and possible action on appointing members to the CVB Advisory Board.
We had 0 applicants.
No applicants.
That's not true.
Oh, wait, 1, I'm sorry, you're right.
I was gonna say, I applied.
We got one.
You
No,
did.
she's right, we did.
So-
You're right.
So as I just stated, your open position is your B&B position in the downtown, correct? Is Nelson left?
Anybody
I
know?
don't think he's
No,
been at a
it was,
meeting.
he was the,
It was the hotel person from the downtown area.
well, the person that left also was the, attractions,
Oh,
Dinosaur World?
Fossil Rim or?
Dinosaur Valley.
I did.
Dinosaur Valley.
And I am an attraction.
It was Dinosaur Valley.
Yeah.
We can count as an attraction.
So Nelson Roberts left. like in August. And then your attractions person left, so you actually have 2 seats.
No, I see not.
So as I said, Scott Cole, who is at Inn on the River, a hotel and B&B in the downtown area, which replaces Nelson Roberts, was willing to be on the CVB board.
Did he apply?
He did not know this until tonight.
Okay. So we've got Cheyenne, that's the only applicant? That's the only one we can act on at this point.
And how many seats are open? Because who's all on the board of the tier right now?
Kim, I think.
And it's like a 7 or 8 person board now. 9.
Yeah, and I think we're having problems.
Tracy
And I technically fall under either the nonprofit category or the attraction category, so I could fall under either. If that's why you're basing them off the way they are.
No, so the meetings are at 4:00.
I got a babysitter, and I don't have a job, so.
She does have a job.
But I'll sell myself for you if you really want me to. I know I'm your only applicant, but y'all look concerned.
Anybody have questions for Cheyenne? Concerning the position on CVB board?
Come on, George, I know you have a
No,
question.
I don't. I
you
really
have a
don't.
question.
No, I don't.
I was prepared to answer somebody's question. I figured there'd be more fight for this, though. I really did.
How about we fill the one applicant, the one seat with the applicant that we have, and then if another applicant wants to come forward and submit an application, we could handle it in February.
Can you see who you actually have? Can we, one, if they're attending meetings, apparently we have an issue with that. And 2, who you're actually needing on the board, if you're gonna keep it narrowed down to the very specifics.
Well, as you said, you can go either way.
I can go either way,
So
but
that gives us a little flexibility
Yeah,
if we need to.
Yeah. I make a motion to appoint Cheyenne to the CVB board.
I'll second.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem Mann, all in favor? 5-0, Cheyenne,
thank you.
thank you. We need more volunteers, obviously, in this city.
I just want to make a comment. It has been challenging because, we had Rita, in here handling things. We lost Rita, we lost Troy, and now Tex. So there hasn't been a lot that's been able to get accomplished with all of the changes coming through. And I think that's kind of part of the issue with some people coming, the attendance or maybe losing interest in what they initially signed up for. So that's just some insight on that side.
That was
It's,
gonna be
we're
a question
working
I
time
had.
and we're leaving work to come to meetings to get things accomplished, and we're constantly having to table decisions and topics that we're discussing. It makes it challenging.
Yeah, I think maybe the next meeting, let's have a discussion of who really wants to commit to this. And then let's shore it up. We intend to shore up and make those meetings meaningful because it's very important,
Yes.
very important. 30 seconds.
We also need to make a couple of changes in the bylaws.
Okay, if you'll address those with me later.
Got it.
Thank you. All right. Well, with 13.
Yes.
Discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the official name of the new city annex building.
Is that this one? Or that one? That's
The
an
new
annex?
building.
That's considered annex?
Well, that's just terminology.
The Lane Building,
The Lane Building.
which somehow her name should be in it.
What you got?
Do you have one, Veronica?
One, I have a couple of different ones. City of Glen Rose Lane Annex Building, City of Glen Rose Lane Municipal Building, something like that. I think we all agreed that it needed to have City of Glen Rose first, and then Lane, whatever we want to call it.
Yeah, we didn't want people coming to the town and seeing the Lane Building and thinking, are we in Lane, Texas or Glen Rose, Texas? And so I think you're right. I prefer the municipal myself. City of Glen Rose
Lane Municipal.
Lane Municipal Building. But that's just my preference.
What was the other one?
Anybody have a better
Glenrose
name?
what?
Lane Annex Building. Those are just two.
I don't think you should.
I
use
think
the word
if we use the word annex, we're gonna get crossed
Yeah.
up with people saying, go to the annex
Yeah.
or go to the lane
Exactly
building.
right.
And this one can't.
And everybody already walks circles around to like try to see, they don't even know where they need to go, then they come here and they need to go there, so I would rule out annex, but that's just my own.
That's what I believe too.
I came up Lane Memorial Building, just from a standpoint of we're memorializing the family that owned the building for so many years. That was,
So all
Only as the
together,
name or after Glenrose?
after Glenrose.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
City of Glenrose,
City of
City of
Glenrose.
Glenrose Lane Memorial Building. You could put it underneath, you could put it with a dash, you could, do any number of things.
You know, when we talked with her, she just said if you could put the name Lane. I mean, we really didn't get into memorials or anything, and it seems just to me, just a little on the morbid side.
Okay.
Okay.
How about the Lane Building? City of Glenrose, the Lane Building.
It's another option. I'm better with that than I am the memorial. Just me.
Yes.
You guys, come on.
You have to, are people gonna go there to pay their water bill with the name?
Is it going to have 3 lines, or is that what we're thinking now or considering? Because I mean, somewhere in there, we gotta say city offices or city.
Administration.
City administration.
Building department.
It's gonna be on your door,
It
right?
could be Glenrose City offices
At the Lane.
at the Lane.
no, we're getting too
Yeah.
close to name. I think City of Glenrose, Lane,
I'm not gonna be big.
Lane City Office.
Memorial Building. I mean,
Glenrose.
that's my kinfolk.
I like memorial because it means that it was
That's what I thought.
Because my thing
donated
is,
and
is
not
like,
just
yeah,
that was the name that was used.
they'll just think they'll kind of with that wording, I think it pulls more of
Community,
right.
family.
Mhm. Well, that's just my opinion, and I wouldn't be against putting municipality as the third line.
Jim, you got any ideas?
I just like City of Glenrose Lane Building myself.
I like that.
Where is this gonna go on the building? Like,
Google search.
Well, we've looked at doing a standalone monument sign. And then as you come in, there'll be like a bronze plaque.
when you come in the building,
Mm-hmm.
when you're coming into the office part or into the,
Yeah, when you
West.
come in through the
main
front
entrance.
doors into the lobby.
okay.
But on the outside, we've looked at doing a 2-sided monument sign, kind of where you can see it coming from either direction.
This name is designed to be on that sign, not on the building.
City of Glenrose Lane Municipality Offices.
That's
Simply
sterile.
have
About
memorial.
municipal
That's-
offices.
That's sterile. I personally think we need to recognize the Lane family who gave us a huge gift.
I agree.
And we've spent a lot of money to rehab it and kind of bring it back to a good usable building. And I mean, it's just because it's mine, but I don't mind memorial because I think it memorializes what Joanne wanted was their name on the building. Lenny and Lane and I mean, they was their building for decades.
Their home.
What was yours again, George? Can you say again?
City of Glenrose Lane Memorial Building.
Yes.
Make the motion.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
You gonna keep the second? Because I was gonna, no. Yeah, I'm just being coy. Yes. City of Glenrose Lane Memorial Building, and that's what's gonna be our Google Maps, our MapQuest, things like that, the official name of the building.
Make a formal motion with that name.
I make a formal motion that the formal name of the building is the City of Glenrose Lane Memorial Building.
I'll second.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem Mann. All in favor? 5-0. That was easier than I thought.
Just go faster than I.
Good job, George.
Okay, we're going to move the consent agenda. All the items on the consent agenda are considered routine by the.
No, we got 14.
14, where's 14?
Last one.
After 13 before
Oh,
15.
we'll do that. We'll do that February. We're gonna do that February. Discussion, number 14, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the increase in the TMRS rate from 7% to 8%.
Did you all have a chance to look at the information in the packet? Yeah, okay. So they have allowed an increase, 1% increase, for employees to put 8% of their pay in, but then we have to match. So that will increase our budget. And I think the numbers are in there for, the amount that we contribute into our employees.
So they elect the additional one and we match the additional one.
They don't have an option to elect.
They do not.
There's a reference to the sentence says, as reflected in the plan study change. What is that document?
That was it not attached?
I don't know. Is that this rate comparison?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe they might give you something that was like looking out over.
And I can keep looking at additional information. When I spoke to the person at TMRS, they're the ones who have to prepare the ordinance and the proposal. So if there's additional information that you all want to see, just let me know and I can bring that back to the next meeting.
So I nosed around on the TMRS site today, and this change would kind of increase our unfunded liability, and it puts us a little bit lower than kind of some of the other, what they consider cities of comparison or something like that. I'd want to see, I personally would want to see, can we actuarially look, how far out to get our unfunded mandate or unfunded liability to 100%, even with this change, what it would take. And then second question is, if we went with this, can we change the COLA and take it out of the repeating and make it voted on once a year?
I'll find that out.
And that COLA is for your annuitants. You can't change on the people who have already retired. But for any new retiree, you can have a different program.
Are you not allowed to increase it for those that have already retired? Is it this that you can't decrease it?
So the COLA works. You take the CPI, and because we're in this repeating, they look back 10 years, take the CPI, multiply it by 70%, and that becomes your COLA. Now and then it's weighted against what your originally retired, what your original annuity value was. And then it's applied to that, and then it's netted. So it's not really a cumulative COLA, but it is. So it's a little bit less than a cumulative COLA. Did that answer your question?
So it's a fraction of the CPI.
Yes, 70% of the CPI is where it begins. The way we do it. You can go 50, 60, 70.
And so you're asking that we look at and adjust that annually as opposed to locking it in as it is right now?
If we went to an 8% and we looked at it, looking at it every year, how long would it take to get the unfunded liability to 100%?
And you had mentioned that our unfunded liability is less than what the standard is with other like communities. What is theirs? Like, what is the standard? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I
I
thought
mean,
about,
how far are we off the mark? I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
we are the middle of the pack.
Okay.
We are the middle of the pack where we are today. If we went to this, it moves down to 86.5 based on 2024 numbers, which moves us to the bottom, to the about the 40th quartile. So there's 60% who are funded above us. Some of them only fractionally, some of them at 115 to 120%. It's kind of a scatter shot. And I printed that from their website. I should have emailed it. I apologize. Because I thought, well, that's kind of an interesting stat.
And we're currently at 90%.
Right now, we're at 90.2. And that has been, if you look back at your, audits, you see we've been tracking, kind of chasing that 90.2% number of an unfunded liability. We're just kind of never really gaining on it. But we only have 4 annuitants. So it's a numbers game. If you have more annuitants, you have a larger unfunded liability. You have less annuitants, it goes away. And depends on what their election was. So all kinds of scenarios. Depends on what their election was when they took their annuity.
How many employees do we have that are actually vested and could receive the retirement annuity?
5.
How far away are they from retirement?
We only have one who's at retirement currently.
We revote that.
Yeah, he's not allowed.
So do you wanna wait on this?
I personally would, but I'm just one vote. Whatever y'all want to do.
It's fine to table it and I can come back with that information and re-present
See if they,
February.
if they would do an actuarial study for us, like how quickly can you get to 100%?
That'd be great.
After us gone.
I'll move to table item 14.
Yeah.
Second.
Do we really need to vote on it if we're tabling it?
Yeah.
I don't-
You can take no action on it.
Yeah, take no action on it, just bring it back next month.
Thank you.
All right, consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are considered routine by the city council, being enacted. One motion can enact all of them and then their acceptance. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless the council member requests an item be removed and considered separately.
I move past the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem Mann. All in favor? 5-0 passes.
Are they thinking we're doing this? Or the people in the audience?
No, I don't know.
Well, you might ask them, because I think that's why a lot of them's been sitting here all night.
Y'all been sitting here waiting for this workshop? I didn't think so. I thought you all knew that it's been, due to lack of quorum, we couldn't address this, so you're just here for the fun of it all.
It was requested that we could be moved to February.
Yeah. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Staff reports. Public Works Director.
Y'all have all been provided a copy. Y'all have any questions about any of that?
Yeah, the only question I have is what's going on with, is it 3rd Street that's been torn up so long?
Yes, ma'am.
What's happening with that?
3rd Street, Clay Street, and Webster. So, and then a portion of 2nd just recently, which they were working on paving some of that today. The curb and gutter has all been completely poured. We're now waiting the schedule to put the hot mix in. Their substantial completion is scheduled for no later than January 31st. So,
Does that come with a penalty?
yes.
When was it supposed to be finished?
Ma'am?
When was it supposed to be finished?
December 31st. They filed for an extension through the TDA and it was granted, so the drop dead date is January 31st.
No working.
I did receive another quote for the lights on the water tower today, so 34,000.
34,000.
A little less.
We need to put that on the agenda for February, right?
And since you mentioned the water tower, because a citizen brought up to me the fact that we don't have a flashing light on the top.
Yeah.
Because and I'm just quoting them, it being an FAA requirement because of the height of that thing, that it should have a red flasher on it.
It's not high enough.
It's not high enough.
It's gotta be 200 feet. I checked on it, so.
Thank you for that, Kurt. Side note for council, Jim and I met with a bunch of TxDOT reps here a week or so ago. It was a great meeting. It was just basically an open Q&A forum. A lot of just something comes to mind when we were talking about it. You probably saw an email. I kind of inquired about a traffic study on 67 to see whether or not it would be feasible to lower the speed limit 5 miles an hour less than what it currently is. So we have requested a traffic study on 67. Hopefully they let us know when it is going in so that we can make sure our law enforcement is aware of it so that they are making sure the citizens are driving the appropriate speed during the time of the traffic studies. The caution that we got from TxDOT is you ask for a traffic study, now all of a sudden everybody's going through town at 55, and that study's gonna show that, hey, you need to have a faster speed limit, not slower. So they give us basically a caution to the wind type of thing, saying, hey, you really need to be proactive in this or have some effort out there. So talked about the crosswalks. Well, anything else that was real, and the big one that he's working on is the ADA sidewalk where our Texas New Mexico power pole is sitting down by River House. Anything else I'm leaving out on that?
No, I mean, that's the gist of it. We talked about, they confirmed that their study warranted a light up here in front of the intersection of Live Oak and 67. So as soon as they obtain funding, I think they're planning on getting started on that.
On a light or on a study?
Traffic light.
Traffic
I
signal
thought
light.
they kept rolling it out.
It hasn't passed.
It was approved according to them.
So are we gonna need to widen our road right there by the bank?
I guess we'll see what their plans show. I mean, I think it needs to be widened.
Yeah.
There's big trucks turning in and out, and it's just not wide enough for that.
Bank will probably donate some of that. We'll be all right.
Sarah? She ain't even paying attention.
Oh, sorry.
You just gave us a half
She said yes. All right, anything else for Jim? Thank you, sir. Buck?
Yes, sir.
Any questions for our law enforcement?
I do have one question, and maybe you can just check into it at your free time and then just get back to me. I noticed that on Officer Giles' report, I think he's got in there, it's either 5 or 6, I believe it was 6 times, as a bullet point for different dates of reckless drivers. And I'm just curious to know, is that somebody that he might have pulled over for as reckless driving? Or is that something that he got on a 911 call to respond to the area? And what was the outcome of it? Because obviously if somebody's driving reckless, I mean, I'd love to see that we're being proactive and taking action on, or I guess it'd be reactive and taking some action on that issue.
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
I just have two questions because I need clarification. But the first question is for Rich. You asked for a traffic study to reduce the speed limit on 67,
Yes, ma'am.
even though it is a major thoroughfare, 4 lanes, you want to take it from 45 to 40?
Correct.
And the intent in that is for what?
Less accidents and to our citizens. We have a lot of major accidents on 67. We've had people have to be flown out on 67. We'd like us to slow down the speed limit a little bit so our people are safer.
I would hope it'd come back for 35. Then you'd have a 45, a 30 for a school zone, and a 35 for the remainder.
Okay, I have a second question, and it's just because I couldn't hear.
Okay.
The light proposal is for where? Or the light that has been approved, the traffic light is approved for where?
It's basically a 3-way signal is scheduled to go at the corner of Live Oak and 67.
Up here by the bank and
Right by
Fox
the-
and Higginbotham's. At the corner of the.
First Baptist Church, First Financial Bank intersection, right in front of Hickenbottom.
Bo Gibbs, John.
That
Higginbotham's.
crosses over to come to downtown, is
Yes.
that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Or are we further down the highway?
We're talking about right there.
Okay.
No, we're
No, so good.
right here, no,
Oh,
right up here, Bo Gibbs, where Bo Gibbs comes to.
where Bo Gibbs comes into 67,
Yeah.
we cross the
You
street
over
to go
come down
downtown by the
bank,
post
by the
office.
post
Yeah.
office.
Okay, anything else for Buck?
Thank you.
Street.
You got a new car?
Very pretty.
Anybody want to talk about a new car?
Yeah. Okay, Sam.
Hey, ask him about private detectives that are hanging around my property.
No?
What?
That's a later conversation.
Okay. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
Building and Planning Department report. David?
How y'all doing?
We're great, thank you.
I
I'm
was
great.
gonna present something, but, working today,
We don't get to see anything.
so. Y'all got any questions?
Guess you'll have to email it to us. We can just look at it on our leisure.
How you settling in? You've been here, what, 6,
Oh,
7, 8
man.
months?
It's like going to Six Flags, you know, you enjoy every ride. Here you go.
That's the best.
Here's the, so y'all are asking for the planning department to have like a, you know, system set up so when you get in. This is, kind of just a preview of it. I had a whole presentation, but
Aw.
it would have been long. So you can request code enforcement, inspections, you can submit your plans, various things. We can add on to that, like, you know, other departments that may want to add on to it. But when you go onto the website, you'll click on there and then you just go from there. Kind of like you see in a bigger city.
Request code enforcement is in,
Yeah,
I
you
want
put
to
your
sound my
complaints.
neighbor up on there.
Oh, yeah. Now, you can put a map or.
So when will that be live?
Well, I'm trying to get it on the website. I'm also fighting the county to allow us the information that we need for the GIS system. So I gotta try to integrate that and then working with IT to kind of get our system working with their, the technical side that's kind of holding us up right now. But it's set up, it's ready to go. It's got the checklist, it's got everything you were asking for.
Okay.
You should be able to upload everything. When I go out and do an inspection, I can take photos, submit that, and go instantly to the contractor. And you'll be able to see my inspection report.
Wonderful.
And that's going to be an ArcGIS system, right? I mean, Esri?
Esri?
Are we doing Esri for the?
Oh, for the GIS?
Yeah.
You mean like for the zoning map?
Yeah.
So we haven't dealt with that yet. That's another thing on my list. But that's one of the issues there, like with the county. They already share that information with whoever does the map. So I'm just trying to get that.
Okay.
And then we gotta figure out, are we gonna do it weekly? Are we gonna do it quarterly? You know, because, you know, properties change hands all the time.
So as, you know, like with planning and zoning, like as we change thing or any ordinances change, you're able to update that on your own?
Well, that's a whole different battle on Municode. So we gotta, you know, that's why I work with Pam and everybody else, and we're trying to figure that out.
We're
So
gonna,
we can have
we're gonna
Municode.
talk with Veronica and figure that.
Yeah, so you can find
Try to get
stuff
it on
easier
your plate.
online. Yeah, you should be able to have a link to it, and, you know.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Anything else for building part?
And then, I think you asked me last time about the sub-standard stuff. I got a placard ready to start putting those up, but there's a lot behind that, which we'll still have to go over. And also through the ordinance, once you start enforcing it. And then on the animal control side, we have a sign. Y'all wanna look at it? Because I remember you asked me about that last time.
Yes, sir.
That's kind of like the final product there, but, you know, we can still tweak it a little bit, but I just thought I'd like to get your input on it.
How big and what's the placement?
Well, that's the question, because Christie has to get in and out, to her shed. So if you put it down there, it has to be on the inside of the fence. And then she can't fully access her shed, so we were thinking like right by the gates, when you come in. Be like a monument sign, same thing. And almost like Jim was saying, so you can have it a certain way to where you can see it coming from both ways.
The only thing I would add to that at some point, or and we can be probably right on the very bottom, is the address.
That home is.
Oh, yeah.
Just a quarter.
Yeah, I put that Paul on there for the Glen Rose. I didn't know.
I like it.
I was like, well,
Can we
you know,
just turn it like just a quarter?
well, and trying to get AI to do it, you know, I had to put all that together with Photoshop and get the seal.
Is that the right name?
Yeah. It doesn't say established on any date, don't worry.
I had asked Veronica to look
I'm
up.
not gonna put a date on it.
I had asked Veronica to look up because a previous city council had voted to change the name
Oh,
based on a school group coming.
I see.
And after a lot of work they had done, and I see that it was found.
Yeah.
And so, thank you. And I can't wait to send a message to that teacher and say,
Yeah.
it's gonna have that name. 'Cause was it 2016? Do you remember?
It was a while ago.
It was a while ago. Yeah, so, cool.
And also, I don't know if y'all knew that, Christie entered some contest. She won. And we're
Yes.
supposed to get a dog park there, but it's not gonna be for puppies. It's gonna be for the animals that are sheltered there. But it's, their expected date is Valentine's Day, so.
One more thing on the sign there, or are you all stuck on a certain font? And the only reason I asked.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
The
really like
only-
the font.
Well, I don't care about what the font is, but I'm thinking of, to make Glen Rose and Animal Shelter stand
That's how I wanted it.
out bigger.
Yeah.
It probably needs to be two lines, so you can make that at least.
That was like, maybe like, you know,
That's
10
all I'm
minutes on the
saying.
phone, that's what I made that.
I got you.
But we're working with the sign company, JRC, and they're supposed to be getting us something, but, you know, we're in line with everybody else.
Will be lit or no?
What's that?
Will be lit?
Nah, see, I don't know, we can talk about that. It should be. But then you'd have to go through concrete, or I guess you could do solar. I mean, or what is the asphalt out there? It's asphalt.
Thank you for all your hard work.
Trying.
That website's amazing.
I'd like it to be illuminated. I think it
Yeah.
should just, you know.
It makes sense, and Christie has something down the line where she plans on changing that fence so it doesn't look so aggressive with the, you know, razor.
Barbed wire on it.
And so once we get that done, it's gonna kind of match, we plan to match it with whatever fencing we put in the back for that dog park. So essentially, you'll come out the back and then access that dog park, and it has like green space and all kinds of stuff for the animals to play with.
There's catty.
A catio, yeah, we're getting a catio. I don't know what a catio is until.
He also like an area for, hey, if a citizen's going to adopt a dog, that they can play with that dog in that park.
That, I assume so, that's what it's for, yes. I mean, I would have liked it to be for public, but I think you run into a lot of
Well, I
headache and liability.
No
But I foresee that facility possibly becoming bigger, you know, over time because, through grants or something like that. I'm also working with all this stuff that's going on with the, you know, the dog bite, you know, SOPs and things like that to kind of get in place.
Look at that. Sounds like a
Cover
fancy.
ourselves.
It's like a complete fence.
And just to touch on that topic, the animal is in quarantine, hasn't shown any signs of illness, does come out of quarantine on the 14th, which they will then be taken to the vet for further evaluation. And then if the vet sees it fit, it will, you know, administer the rabies shots. So unfortunately, she got bit. I didn't get to apologize to him, but you know, we did issue a citation immediately the next day. So, but I do agree with them. There should be something on the ordinance.
So I just wrote a quick question. When someone comes in for a water sewer account, can we ask them if they have an animal and to show proof of vaccination when they get a water meter?
Well, the way I've seen it done in Bellmead, is where they have it is it's just kind of like an informational based deal where you kind of come in, you get your water file, they hand you a form that kind of gives you like code of ordinances for the city, you know, basic information.
Okay.
A lot of people don't read it, but you know, it's there and then post it on the website and just kind of, you know, make it be known all around. And then if you do get your animal, you know, it's caught out, you know, you'll have to get it chipped, neutered, rabies shots, everything. And then you'll also get fined on top of that. And then they'll give it back to you if you pay your fine and everything else that comes with that. But I don't know if y'all want to get that serious with it. Because
The problem is
they'll
if
chip
somebody,
them. Yeah, they'll chip them, and that way, you know, if we catch them again, it's like they can scan them, but then you got to get a chip reader and all kinds of stuff. So,
probably gonna be like if they were already here and they got a dog for Christmas.
Right.
yeah.
I think you're on the right track with that, because they signed that.
Yeah, they sign that.
And so you just make them aware, hey,
Yep.
you don't have a pet now and you get one in the future.
Yep.
Must have a rabies vaccine, and they sign it and
They
date it.
sign it and date it.
Yeah, because the only other way is really like riding around like code enforcement, like, oh, I see a new animal in this backyard and I've never seen it here before. Let me call in on my neighbors.
Yeah.
So was that an adult dog that bit?
To my understanding, I think it was just, I don't know how old it was.
But it was the
Medium-sized
the dog that should have had
Golden retriever.
It
its
should have
shots.
had its shots
Because it was old
yesterday.
enough to have had shots, whether it lived here or not.
But it also didn't void the ordinance because they'd only been there 3 days.
Right, just moved into that
But
house.
still, it needed common sense, you get the dog rabies
Yeah.
shots.
Yeah, and who knows, it may have or it may haven't, you know.
Can't
But
tell.
they couldn't prove it. and
Oh, they
so,
couldn't prove it had
you
rabies
know,
shots.
So that's where the issue lies, and that, I understand it from his side, I mean, that's his mother, I mean, I'd be scared too, but.
Yeah.
I mean, we can only do so much, and the local rabies authority, which is Christie, made the
But I think we can put them
determination to
on,
hold it.
I think we can put them on notice when they come in for a water sewer meter. Just add another block on there that if you have an animal,
Yeah,
Well, not just a meter, but an account.
an account, you're right, yes, an
Not a
account.
meter, an account.
If they come in and establish a new account, that should be part of what they
on the
what they
application.
receive, yes.
Yeah,
All we
And
need
they,
is one of you council members to do an agenda item, and we'll do it.
sounds good.
there you go.
Veronica, I'll do it next year, next week.
Next
Next
Remember, he said he'll be back, so. you won't have-
Thank you,
I
David.
do want to
Appreciate
just
it.
say one thing about David. I know we've had a lot of people come and go out of the office. David is getting done.
Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, David.
Yes, stop.
Can I ask a question? Was the citation for not being registered or for not having the rabies?
Yeah, it was an animal at large, right?
Dog
But
I'm sorry.
at large.
I wasn't there. I didn't see it.
Means the dog was running around not on the property.
And no leash.
No
It has no
leash.
leash.
Yeah.
And so you
Basically, something that happens about once a week with my dog, and I'm very lucky I keep finding it, and Buck doesn't catch it first.
Okay, so the citation was because the dog was not on a leash?
Correct.
And then you further asked if the dog had a rabies vaccine?
Yes, and that's why we quarantined it,
Okay.
for the 10 days or 240 hours.
Okay, what you're asking for is that people register their dogs? What exactly are you asking?
Not registered.
We
Put
can't
you,
talk about this if it's gonna be an agenda item.
okay.
We gotta take action to
Basically,
alleviate this
Sorry, I
issue.
letting them know that you have a dog
Yes.
is what they're asking, what George.
Well, some cities do actually require you to register the
Yes.
dog.
Yeah.
Well, it's a state law as well, so.
Yeah.
When George comes next month and tells us what he wants us to do, we will learn.
That's not true.
All right, thank you,
Maybe
David.
we'll have some suggestions as well.
I will.
Yes, because we will help you.
All right. Item 27, Convention and Visitors Bureau Director Report.
Good evening and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I sent you a major document as Tracy and I are putting together a work report. So it's going to be a living document that we'll keep adding to. And even since I did that last week for the bullet point report that I added to, we've had some new things that happened. We got the golf balls back printed correctly at no extra cost to us, so they corrected that. So I put a dinosaur egg on each of your places, and that's the survey we're gonna get. It's not gonna be in that graphic form. It's gonna be a smaller version for people, but we'll distribute that all around town so we can start tracking visitors and finding out more information about why they come, and from where, and how much they're gonna spend, and where they're gonna stay, and all that. So if y'all have any questions about the big document or the bullet point one, I'm happy to answer your questions.
Looks like a lot of work went into it.
And it's still going, and y'all will have access to that too, because as we add it, I mean, I don't know if it's real time as we're typing things in. Yeah, so if we're editing things or updating something, and we'll give you, but we just I needed to do a better job of reporting what we're doing, because as we're marketing outside the city, people don't see all of that, but we're also doing the things that you will be seeing here.
So where will this document reside if it's going to be?
It's a Google Slides document. And so I don't know, Veronica, was the link included on that, or? Well,
Didn't see it.
No, I can give it to all of them now.
But I saved it as a PDF.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
didn't have it. I just had the.
So where are they gonna see this? I mean, where are they gonna see
We'll
the,
get-
like the QR code or whatever to go in and do it?
There'll be a QR code on that, and those will be boxes they can check. That was just,
Where are they
oh,
gonna
they'll
see
be
it?
at the hotels, at businesses, everywhere people go around town, even here at the city, restaurants. And I think I included that in the Google Slides document. I just wasn't sure, since I had put that thing together last week to get it in time for the meeting to meet the deadline. And so I wasn't sure if y'all had seen it, but I think it's gonna do us well, because it's based upon the visitor numbers of the biggest attractions and the things most likely for people to see. And I didn't want to make it too long. People they may check a few boxes and give up, but any of them that are willing to do it, we're happy to get the information.
I think number one, it might be helpful to also put school-related event. Because I think a lot of people do come and spend a weekend
Good
here
idea.
if there's a tournament or something like that maybe.
All right.
That's a good point.
Is any of this gonna be digital or it's just gonna be papers that people fill
So
out?
it'll be digital, but we also have that element on the new website too, which we are still tweaking. You know, the old website was 12 pages long and the new one is 21 pages. And we also have added constant contact so that people can contact us, and Tracy's still putting together the Band Wango. It's an odd name, but that's the dinosaur contest where we attract visitors, and if they get so many, how many?
Well, the initial launch is actually coming this week, and it's 30 dinosaurs that we're gonna allow people to get and find. They geolocated, they answer a quick question, a multiple choice question, and then they get points based on how they answer the question, and then those points accumulate and you can win a prize. So it's actually gonna be ready to launch Friday.
And she wrangled all kinds of prizes with it. so.
Is anybody eligible to participate? I love
Be
scavenger
out of
hunt.
town.
It's like Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Pokemon
it's
Go.
actually, tourists and locals can play it.
Not you, George.
That's not what she said. Tourists and locals.
Except city council members.
Are they all, are all of them that are being included in the city limits, or is it in and out of city limits?
They're all, let me think about that for a second. Most of them are in the city limits that I launched the program with. So there's 88 dinosaurs and I've chose 30. Casa de Milagros is not in the city, so there's one that's not in the city. But everywhere else is in the city.
And there's new dinosaurs coming online all the time, right?
Yeah, so that's just the initial launch is 30, and then I'll continually put more of the dinosaurs in. But see, there were some dinosaurs that weren't available. For example, Sexton Female has theirs indoors, 3Bs has theirs indoors. So I went and talked to them on Sunday and talked to the owners and asked them, please set those outside so we can play. We can include them in the game. So now that they know it's a priority and they understand, they're gonna be relocating those dinosaurs.
Feel free to include mine. It's in my front yard, but feel free to include mine.
Yeah, then some sit on private property.
Yes, so I'll be talking to for individuals after I get the businesses launched.
But it encourages
Figured I'd
people to
just
go to different parts of
staggering it in
town.
phases.
They say that
That
tourism
will
is
be
built on
phase
15-minute increments. You get somebody going to one place 15 minutes and then they decide, oh, I'll go to this other place. You're either pushing them towards lunch or pushing them towards a refreshment break or making a decision to stay to see something else. So, we get them trying to get as many of those as possible. They're not only going around town seeing different things, but spending more money, hopefully.
Beer keg out there.
Yeah, really. Lemonade stand.
All right, anything else for Tex? Anything else, Tex?
I've gotten lists and everybody gives me grief about taking too long at the staff meetings every Monday, right, Veronica?
We did that.
But we're doing a lot. I just, and I needed to do the report in that form, and I know it may be tedious to go through, but I want y'all to see all of the things we're doing and the challenges we're overcoming.
All right, do you have any plans at all in the near future to reutilize the banners?
Yes.
I mean, I know the banners that were up, that got destroyed by winds, whatever, 6 months ago. But, I haven't seen
The
anything
ones
about
on the poles or the
ones on 67s?
Yes.
The two that go across the highways.
I went to JRC this morning to talk about printing these and our rack cards that we've got to redo so we have something out there, and talk to them about getting the bid on some new banners.
Thank you.
So we need some, and I've talked to Jim about, we have brackets at 67 and Bernard and Hereford and another place, and we just need in the meantime something that says, hey, historic district downtown, with an arrow pushing people this way. And the ones out there are empty right now. But you're right, some of the other ones are a little bit careworn.
All right.
I can't.
Veronica, City Secretary's report.
There's
You have anything?
questions.
Anybody have a question for Veronica?
We did implement a new UV module that allows all the service orders to go directly to the technician instead of them having to come in, pick up a paper copy. They just get it in the field and they can go directly and handle it, and then it alerts Lupita, and then she can enter in whatever she's entering. So it saves on a lot of time. We just did that. I go to election law training next week.
All week?
Thursday and Friday I'll be gone for that. Our audit is next week, in the beginning of the week. Sounds like we're on track for that. And then once I'm done with election law training, I will obtain my city secretary certification.
So
Done with that.
when do we open, package from, city council seat?
You may turn your packet in
No,
tomorrow.
I'm not sure when, but is it,
You may turn your packet
So
in
14th,
tomorrow. You would like-
January
yes, January
14th, so where?
14th is the start date, and you'll drop it off at City Hall.
and when's the cutoff?
February 13th.
Thank you.
It's a Friday. They have changed some of the rules for early voting, which may cause us to be open for voting on Saturday and Sunday. I'm gonna go and get some clarification on that, but it looks like we're gonna have to be open Saturday and Sunday early voting. We're gonna work schedule with possibly the school, possibly the hospital if they have a election.
Any questions? Thank you, Veronica. Jim?
Just a quick, it just occurred to me, you said the hospital district, have you reached out to the water district if they want to hold their election with us?
No, but I can give them a call. I know for sure the school will probably.
The more the merrier.
Yes.
Okay, city administrator.
I kind of combined my report with the Public Works Director report. And I don't have a lot to add. I did want to mention, I received word from Public Management who had prepared the application for the Texas Parks and Wildlife Grant for the soccer park. And it looks like we scored well, and we are expecting to receive that grant.
Excellent.
I received an email from Parks and Wildlife Department, and it's not a requirement, but they sure appreciate city representation at a meeting where they announce recipients, just thanking them for their consideration, and it's open to city council members or city staff. So I don't know if any of y'all are interested in going there.
Where is that, Jim?
That's on the 22nd.
This month?
Yes, sir.
In Austin?
In Austin, yeah.
Well, I can, someone will be there.
Yeah, somebody should.
Yeah.
I'll take a day and go. I think that's a
I may go to the
Thursday.
Georgiaville Drive.
It's a Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
Get a six-pack of beer and have
It's
there.
early. I want to say it's like 9 a.m., so it's early
Okay.
meeting.
I'll be around.
I think 750,000.
And we put in an overmatch.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Anything
I
else?
can send you the details on that.
Excellent. Yeah.
Hey, if Kim can move stuff around, could you guys slip her in with you?
I'd have to take my car seats out, my grandkids' car seats, but sure.
You made me ride in one of TMO.
But it wasn't far.
Okay, thank you, Jim. We're gonna move to executive session in accordance with the provisions of Texas Open Meetings Law, Subchapter D, Government Code, Vernon's Texas Codes, annotated in accordance with Section 551.074, Personnel Matters, deliberate employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, to wit, Convention and Visitors Bureau Director, 551.072, deliberations regarding real property, for real property and potential impacts of city tax revenue related to annexation exemption status properties in 551074 and additional personnel matters to deliberate their appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment duties, discipline or dismissal of a public officer to employ to wit, city administrator. We will close the regular meeting at 7:38 PM. We will move to executive session now.
That's what she No, it did.
I slept
No,
last night, like I guess too long or something. I didn't flip the flop over.
I do. I flip all night. I have to because I get this
And
You're
then
coming back on.
he got recruited from Schwab to,
Get this mic there, Candace.
and he's now a manager for a team with Fisher.
Yeah, send me his resume.
Okay, we're going to recommence our regular scheduled meeting for January 13th, 2026 at 9 something time.
9:12.
9:12 p.m.
This last.
Huh?
Let's do this last.
Okay, item number 31, section 551, deliberations regarding real property, and potential impacts to city tax revenues related to annexation and exemption status of properties. We have directed the council member Freeze to receive further information and contact Texas Municipal League with history on that.
Sure.
Thank you. Item 32, 551.074, personnel matters to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, to wit, city administrator. We've directed staff to re-engage with our one prospect for city administrator and offer additional terms on the contract as voted by council. Item number 30, section 551.074, personnel matters to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, to wit, Convention and Visitors Bureau Director. We have accepted the resignation from our current Director of Convention and Visitors Bureau, and
Take a vote on that.
we'll have to vote.
I'll make the motion.
And I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Schultz. All in favor of accepting the resignation of CVB Director? 5-0 passes. That's accepted. That is immediate. And with that, any
Can I
comments from
have-
council?
Can I have just one minute?
You can.
So the Atmos Energy franchise agreement, we've been kind of researching it, and we're going to need a little bit more additional information before we go back to Atmos with some changes. But they have there's a couple of clauses in the franchise agreement that they have offered. It is actually similar to what we signed 10 years ago, but this new franchise agreement is requesting 25 years and the ability to basically sublease our easement, which is, I think, a non-starter. I looked at some other cities, and other cities don't have those kind of clauses in there. So we'll engage with Atmos and kind of talk about some of the outlines of an agreement, and hopefully I'll have you something back in February.
Good.
Can we talk about fixing the road when they tear it up too, or?
So it says, back to a normal condition in a reasonable time. I think we need to define what is
Yeah, I
reasonable,
agree.
15 days, or 30. There's a number of things that are very biased, obviously, because they drafted the agreement. So there's a number of Flower Mound's got a good one. Colleyville had a good one. So there's a number of things that we could kind of pull from that I think would be more equitable for us. And I wouldn't necessarily be in favor of a 25-year agreement either.
Okay,
So-
well, we'll consider it further. Any other council member have a comment? Nope, all right. Sorry. Meeting is adjourned at whatever time? What do you have?
9:16.
9:16, thank you.
Oh yeah, how's our contest coming?
Well, I delivered everything and
I won.
it's
Good.